Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new or coming across my channel for the very first time, my name is Faith Ojone, and this is your go-to channel for anything information, lifestyle, and storytelling. So today I'll be sharing a real-life immigration case, like I always do, based on my story time. And this one is very wild, and this is of recent. So the reason I'm sharing this immigration case is because this is affecting those on visa. So if you're on a skilled worker visa, this is a must watch because this happened recently. It's a case that shows how complicated the UK immigration system can get and how one small incident can affect your immigration status in the UK that can lead to a legal battle. So this is what I will be sharing in detail. So sit tight, relax, and let's get straight into it. So this is a story of a woman who came to the UK legally, first on a student visa, then she later got a job and switched to a skilled worker visa, and then had her immigration status cancelled after being found working in a nail salon. But here's the twist. It turns out that the Home Office got it wrong, or did they? So I will explain this in detail so we can all learn from it, especially if you're living in the UK on a visa. So this woman first came into the UK back in January 2019 on a student visa. Like many international students, she lived and studied, and eventually she extended her stay to remain in the UK on a skilled worker visa. Fast forward to January 2024, she applied for leave to remain on a skilled worker visa. And guess what? Her application was approved just 2 days later. That's on the 5th of January. Her leave to remain in the UK on a skilled worker visa was granted way through 2029. That's when her visa will expire. Life is made up of moments, big and small, ordinary and extraordinary. And at Core Photography, we make sure those moments last a lifetime. Whether it's a gorgeous portrait of yourself to celebrate your birthday, corporate shoots for your employees, a heartwarming family photo shoot, pre-wedding shoot, maternity, or an epic celebration, we don't just take pictures, we capture memories that tells your story. A fun, relaxed photo shoot where you shine your brightest and we do magic behind the lens. Our expert eyes for details and creativity means you get high quality images you'll treasure forever. So what are you waiting for? Book your session today and let's create something unforgettable. To learn more, visit our website www.corephotography.co.uk. You can also follow us on our social media handle, Instagram at Core Photography with a double Y, and on Facebook at Core Photography. You can send an email at corephotography2024@gmail.com. Core Photography, where every shoot tells a story. Yeah, but her sponsor was a company called Cardmore Auction Limited, and her job was listed as a valuer. Now, under the skilled worker rules, she was allowed to take up supplementary employment up to 20 hours a week. But the thing is that it has to be within the same occupation code as the current job she's working, or the role must be on the shortage occupation list, which is now called the salary list. So that's like the rules regarding skilled workers. So just because you're on a skilled worker visa does not mean you can work anywhere. You have to like see your visa rules. Is always listed when you try to check your e-visa. And also she can be a volunteer for any organization and work for free, even if she's on a skilled worker visa. So at this point, she fully knows what her visa conditions are and what kind of side work she can do. Now, here's where things took a turn. So 12 July 2024, immigration officers were conducting checks. Most times, these immigration officers usually check car wash, nail salon, hair salon, like some of these jobs, menial jobs that usually hire either illegal immigrants or people who are on a particular visa. The Home Office are targeting those particular businesses. So they always do constant checks to make sure that the workers working there are legal or have the right documentation to work in the UK. When they conducted the immigration search in the nail salon, by the time they found out the woman was giving someone a pedicure, okay, naturally they pulled her aside and interviewed her like 3 separate times on the same day. But at the end of the day, they cancelled her visa on the spot. I didn't know they could do that. I mean, Can they do that? Anyway, Home Office essentially believe she was working in breach of her visa conditions, but a pedicure isn't something you'd expect a valuer working in an auction house to be doing. But things aren't always what they seemed. Here's where the real issue begins, not just what happened, but how the Home Office handled it. And the woman didn't just sit back and accepted the decision, of course. She launched a judiciary review to challenge the cancellation of her leave to remain on a skilled worker visa, arguing two main points. So one thing most people don't know is that if you apply for a visa in the UK, whether you apply while you're outside the UK or within the UK, and maybe like they come to a decision that you don't agree with, you can always start a judiciary review. I know some people who their visa were cancelled and they didn't fight, they just left the country, but this is me telling you, you can fight for it. Like take Home Office to reassess the case again and give reasons why they came to this conclusion. So she filed a review based on ground one. The decision was based on material errors of fact, and she said it was unfair. Why? Because the Home Office did not give her the full reason for cancelling her visa and didn't provide her or her lawyers with interview records, meaning she could not even properly defend herself. The second ground was they failed to exercise discretion. She said even if she had technically breached her visa terms, the Home Office had the power to consider her circumstances and decide whether cancelling her visa was the right thing to do, but they did not do that at all. It's stated on your skilled worker visa what you can or cannot do. So I'm even shocked she has that boldness to fight the Home Office for her decision, even though she knows she went against her visa rules, because it's always stated there you cannot work for any other occupation. It has to be the same occupation code or jobs on shortage occupation list. But again, when you read the UK visa rules, it's not always clear and it's not always direct. And I feel like they intentionally do it that way because everybody's situation will not be the same. So even if you do something, the same thing as the other person, maybe if you commit a particular visa immigration crime and I do the same thing, they might want to investigate and check reasons. And they've done the immigration rules in a way that they can tilt it to favor one person and not favor the other person based on your circumstance. So that's what she is fighting for. Like the Home Office did not even bother to check, like, okay, she has made a mistake. Why was the mistake made? Can this affect her? They didn't do all of that, which she felt like they should have done instead of just deciding to cancel her visa. In fact, the court pointed out that the Home Office did not even reach out to her employer until after her visa has already been cancelled. That means she cannot work for her employer if she doesn't have a valid visa to work in the UK. So there was no real investigation. They jumped straight into cancelling her visa. So in the end, the court agreed with her on ground one. The judge ruled that the Home Office failed their legal duty to carry out reasonable inquiries. This is known as Tameside Duty, meaning before an immigration officer will make a major decision, for example, cancelling of someone's visa or stay in the UK, they should have gathered enough evidence and investigated the person properly, and also emailing her employer after cancelling her leave to remain in the UK. That didn't cut it. That's what the judge says. So on ground two, the court also said that the immigration rules clearly give the Home Office discretion in cancellation cases. Like the word may in the rules means they are not required to cancel a visa for every breach, that they are supposed to look at the bigger picture. So you see what I'm talking about? So even though the rules are there, okay, this is what you must do or must not, there's a may in the process. So that means they cannot cancel every visa breach. So they have to investigate and give reasons, like make sure they do thorough investigation to know why this person is doing this before they can cancel. I didn't know that. I didn't know they can do that. Like, this is why I share story time, because there are so many things you learn from these things that are like you would not know, and which means the more information you know, especially if you're living in the UK and still on a visa, the more information you get to know about your visa situation and visa condition and what you can do or how you can, legally fight for your stay in the UK, the better, because that way, you have more information. Information is power. So the court also said things like, it is a genuine mistake. Was there any harm caused? What are the consequences of cancellation? And not only did the Home Office fail to use discretion, they didn't even mention it in their decision. So in the end, the judge said no to the cancellation, and like the cancellation wasn't justified. The judiciary review was allowed and her visa cancellation was squashed. So what we can learn from this is that, well, first, if you're in the UK on a visa, make sure you fully understand your visa conditions. Even if you think something is harmless, the Home Office might see it differently, and based on the caseworker handling your case, the person might make decision, okay? And secondly, this case shows that the Home Office can get it wrong as well. And when they do, I mean, there are legal routes you can take to challenge this decision. Judiciary review isn't a quick, easy process, but sometimes it is necessary. And lastly, discretion matters. Not every mistake should lead to cancellation. So context is everything. And in this case, rushing to cancel her visa was not the right move according to court. So now you know that if a decision, for example, if you've gotten a visa decision that you don't know what to do, you can always consult an immigration lawyer. They will best advise you. I always suggest like using an immigration lawyer. Like, trust me, these people have experience. They've dealt with cases, complex cases. They've seen things, like they have information that is not out there in the public. So using an immigration lawyer who is experienced would give you the best advice, even if you don't have to hire them, like just paying for consultation. If you have any immigration issue, visa issue, just look for an immigration lawyer and pay for their consultation. I think some offers 1 hour consultation where you can ask all your questions and they will tell you what's the best possible routes for you. Before you take that decision, make sure you consult a professional immigration lawyer to help you through the process. So let me know what you think about this story. Was she treated unfairly? Should the Home Office have taken more time to investigate, or she knows that this is part of her visa rules, she should have stick to her visa rules? I mean, what if she wasn't getting enough money and she's struggling financially, she need more money? I mean, anything could happen and any situation can happen to anyone. And I honestly don't feel like restricting people on a skilled worker visa to a particular job or particular role is really good, because I mean, sometimes things can happen and you need quick money. At the end of the day, as long as you're working legally, you're working and paying your bills, it shouldn't matter, right? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up, share, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.